I let my calculus group mansplain math to me for 45 minutes, then saved their grade with one equation. When Professor Morrison assigned group projects worth 40% of our final grade, I got stuck with Kyle and Brandon. Both were business majors who joked through every lecture. I was a math major, but I sat alone and never spoke in class because I hated attention. They had no idea who I was. Our first meeting was Tuesday night at the library. Kyle brought energy drinks from his campus bookstore shift. Brandon had his laptop covered in Finance Bro stickers. I brought my notebook. We had 5 hard calculus problems to solve and present. Kyle immediately took charge because his brother told him it impressed professors. I'll organize everything. Brandon handles slides, and you are Nina, I said quietly. Right, Nina, you can check our work? He smiled like he was being generous. I should have told them I was a math major right then, but I've always been terrible at confrontation. My roommate says I apologized to furniture, so I just nodded. Brandon pulled up problem 1. Integration by parts. I got a B+ in Calc 1, so I remember this. He explained each step like a professor, his confidence growing. You take the derivative of u, then integrate dv, just following a formula. I'd learned this in 10th grade, but Brandon seemed so proud. I didn't want to embarrass him. For 25 minutes, they worked through problem 2, stopping constantly to explain concepts. This is u substitution, Kyle said slowly. You rename variables to make it simpler. Getting this? Yeah, I said, doodling cats in my margins. They got problem 3 completely wrong. I saw the mistake immediately when they flipped a sign, but Brandon looked so confident writing the final answer. I told myself I'd fix it later when typing our work. Problem 4 took another 15 minutes. Don't we use quotient rule? Brandon asked. No, that's derivatives. This is integration, Kyle said, turning to me with that patient voice. Derivatives measure rates of change. Integrals measure area. They're opposite operations. This was week 1 material I'd aced years ago, but I just said, that helps. My high school boyfriend used to hate when I corrected him, called me a know-it-all, so I learned to stay quiet. Then they hit problem 5. Kyle stared at it for a full minute. This one's different. Nothing like what we covered. Brandon Googled on his phone. I think it's partial fractions, but I don't know how. 12 minutes of failed attempts. Kyle started tapping his pen nervously. We need this figured out. This is 40% of our grade. My dad's already mad about chemistry. If I fail this, he's cutting off my car insurance. Brandon rubbed his face. Maybe skip it? Morrison said we need all 5, Kyle said, voice tight with panic. They actually needed help. Kyle might lose his car. Brandon's scholarship depended on this, and I was the only one who could solve it. Can I try? I asked quietly. They looked at me like they'd forgotten I existed. Sure, Kyle said without hope. I pulled the paper over. The problem needed partial fractions with repeated factors, which Morrison had mentioned once while these two slept. I set up the decomposition, solved for constants, integrated each term. 4 minutes later, done. I slid it back. There, complete silence. Kyle's drink was frozen halfway to his mouth. Brandon's eyes went wide. I'm a math major, I said. I took multivariable calculus last semester. This is what I do. Brandon's face went red. You sat there while we explained basic integration for 45 minutes? You seemed confident. I didn't want to make it weird. Kyle put his head in his hands. We sounded so stupid. A little. Also, problem 3 is wrong. You flipped a sign. I fixed all their mistakes, showed them better methods. When I finished, we had perfect solutions. Why didn't you say something? Brandon asked, genuinely embarrassed. I'm bad at confrontation, and you both seemed sure. Kyle laughed with relief. We weren't, but thank you. You just saved us both. Next week, we presented. Professor Morrison held up problem 5. Graduate level technique. Who solved this? Kyle pointed at me. Nina did. She saved our entire project. After class, Morrison caught me. I'm teaching an advanced seminar next semester. Really challenging material. Interested? Yes, I said. Outside, Kyle and Brandon waited. We're doing a study group for finals, Brandon said. You want in? And we promise never to explain basic math to you again, Kyle added. That was humiliating. I smiled. Okay, but I want good coffee, not dining hall coffee. Done, they both said. We got a 98 on the project. Kyle texted. You saved my car insurance. I owe you forever. Brandon, still dying from embarrassment, but thank you. I replied, next time someone's quiet, don't assume they don't know anything. Kyle, lesson learned.